Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, I've already started. I have my Diet Coke poured already because I was sitting out here I have a little bit more Diet Coke in here. I was sitting out here listening to the May book for the True Crime Book Club period, which is Dead Ends, and it is by Joseph Michael Reynolds. All that information is over on Goodreads, and it's also on my BookTube channel. And I listened to like 41 minutes of it so far. So I was just sitting here listening to that and kind of getting ready for the vlog. But I wanted to kind of get some of the book started. I decided that I like listening to the True Crime Book Club at the beginning of the month instead of waiting until the end of the month. Because when we started it, I was waiting until the end of the month, and then it felt like a chore. But now I listen to it at the beginning of the month, and even though the problem is I kind of forget some of this stuff, but this month I won't because it's about Eileen Wuornos, and I know everything about Eileen Wuornos. So, but I forget some of the things, but it gives me like a month to kind of like listen to, you know, other stuff and, you know, like watch other things that are about the topic. So I can watch like other videos, and I can watch, you know, YouTube videos, and if there's documentaries about it, I can do that. I can read articles, and so I can find out more about, you know, like last month with Molly's Game, I waited till the very last minute to watch the movie, and I wish I hadn't done that, because going into the discussion, it would have made such a huge difference if I had finished the movie, and I only finished half of the movie. So, which wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't a requirement of the book club, but the book and the movie were so completely different that had I finished the movie, I would have, you know, like understood a lot more about like what was being discussed in the, you know, with some of the things. But the movie was so completely different than the book that, I mean, it wasn't so completely different than the book, but it was different enough because it took place like 2 years after. I already talked about this already. Okay, listen. Goodbye, April. Molly's Game, you're done. We're into May. We're into the month of Eileen Wuornos. And so the reason I wanted to start this book was because I wanted to get it done at the beginning of the month, number one. Number two, we're reading 2 books this month on Eileen Wuornos. We're reading this one, Dead Ends, and then we are also doing an extra credit book, which is really long. It's like 600 pages, and it's called Dear Dawn, and it's all of Eileen Wuornos' letters to her closest friend that she had growing up, who like remained her friend throughout her entire life. And that book should come any day now. So when it does, I want to be able to start reading that. Not to mention that we are also watching the movie Monster with Charlize Theron, and then we're also watching the 2 documentaries on Eileen Wuornos, which is The Selling of a Serial Killer and The Life and Death of a Serial Killer, which all 3 of those movies are on Amazon Prime. And bits and pieces of it are on YouTube as well. Oh, we're also watching the movie with Jean Smart that I talked about the other night. I think it's called Overkill, and that is on YouTube. So I want to get a good start because I want to do like 2 things a week, and it'll probably take me the whole month to read the Dear Dawn book as soon as it gets here. Actually, I did get a book in the mail today. I got the Joan Didion Slouching Towards Bethlehem book. I'm going to read that too. I may save that for when I can go to the pool. I'll have to see. So anyway, I got up today. Such an exciting day. I got up today and it smelled like I was in, look at my hair, is so long, you guys. Look at this. I actually wouldn't mind it, but if it was like trimmed up through here, you know? This is kind of the length, well, no, it was a little shorter than this for when I got married. But I used to actually wear my hair longer on top like this and kind of like to the side. But all this was all cleaned up, and I was, you know, 70 pounds thinner too. I got up today and I woke up. I didn't get up too late today. I got up about, well, I mean, late, but you know, compared to what I have been getting up. I got up about 2:30 today to the smell of, I felt like I was in a diner, and I shouted down. Alex was downstairs in the kitchen. I said, "What are you cooking?" And he goes, "Frisco melts." He was making Frisco melts. He's like really enjoying cooking. He's like trying all this different stuff. So he was making, cheeseburgers on, you know, whatever, Frisco melts with like Thousand Island dressing and stuff, I guess. And so just kind of like laid in bed for a little bit, and then about 20 minutes after that, he came upstairs with the dogs, and he was telling me, it was like, he goes, "It's really cold outside today." Like the temperature like went back down again. You know how it was supposed to be like warm and then down and then warm? I think it's supposed to go up the next couple days. We'll look in a second. But anyway, he got into bed, and he like pulled his computer out. He was gonna start watching a movie. He was like, "I just want to watch movies all day today." I said, "Okay." So he was gonna start watching a movie, and he was like flipping through it, and his eyes were, he goes, he closed his computer, he goes, "I think I'm just gonna go back to bed for a little bit." I said, "Okay." And he literally slept till like 7:30. He slept like the better part of the afternoon, and early evening. So I laid there for a while with him and the dogs, and I just kind of talked to Boo and Tucker for a little bit. They're so sweet. And then I got up and I made my coffee, and I uploaded the vlog. Well, I posted the vlog. And then I came out here and I called Tanya, and I called some, because he was asleep, you know, and I called some other people. And yeah, and then I was like, I had a bunch of videos I wanted to make today, but I had started that horror store last night by Grady Hendrix, which I'd actually received like a lot of mixed reviews. A bunch of people said they liked it, a bunch of people said they didn't like it. The reviews were very mixed on Goodreads, so I didn't really know what to expect going into it. Grady Hendrix was the author of The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires that I just read, and also My Best Friend's Exorcism, which both of those books I really, really liked. So I didn't know what to expect, because this is like an older book of his. I listened to the entire book today. Didn't do anything else but listen to this audiobook today. It was kind of fantastic. It was just like, I would, you know, listen to a little bit of it, and then I would like, you know, get a Diet Coke, and then, you know, call somebody and then listen to a little bit more. It was really nice. So I listened to the whole book today, and it was like, I felt like I was kind of on a journey, so to speak. The book is really interesting. Now, it starts off, and it's kind of like, they say it's a parody. I didn't really feel like it was, I don't know. So, okay, the book is about this woman, and I think she's supposed to be like in her like later 20s, and her late 20s, and she works at this store called Orsk, which is almost exactly like IKEA. But in the book, IKEA also exists, and so Orsk is kind of like a competitor of IKEA, but the setup and everything is exactly the same. If you've never been to IKEA, IKEA is huge. It's like a warehouse, and they, like, when you walk through it, it's like they have these rooms set up, and so it's very, very confusing, and like you feel like you're getting lost, which is a huge part of the book. So anyway, when the book starts, there's been like all this crazy stuff that's been happening in the store. And so her manager, and she could care less about her job, like that's a huge part of it too. She wants to be transferred to another store. Her manager asks her to stay overnight with another woman to kind of like find out what's going on. Oh, so this is what's happening. A bunch of weird stuff's happening overnight. It's weird stuff like mirrors are broken, and like like there was like poop smeared. I know, it's so gross. Poop smeared on a couch. And so he like says he'll pay her, and she can't pay her rent. So he said he'll pay her if she'll stay overnight, and like they'll do like go around, you know, with him, like she and another woman. And so anyway, and then these two other people get into the store, and the whole thing, it feels like when you're reading it, it feels like you're watching a horror movie. And it was really scary, I have to say. Like, to read paranormal is hard. Like, to write paranormal, I think, would be hard, because when you're reading it, you know you're reading a book. You know, like when you're watching a movie visually, or you're watching a TV show or a documentary or something like that. Like, it's easy to get scared with the lights off and you're watching it. It feels like you're kind of there. But with a book, you know you're like listening or reading a book. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to achieve the scariness when it is a book, but yeah, it did a good job. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really good. That's probably all I should say in case some people want to read it. Nothing that I just said will ruin it for you, I promise you. My shirt, talking about slouching. It was good. It was really good. So I got that done today. I've officially read 36 books for the year 2020. I'm very excited. That's 9 books a month I've read so far. I have to tell you what's really interesting about this too. I'm very proud of this. Is that that is more than I have read past challenges. Okay, so last year I only read 40 books, so I'm 4 books away from matching what I read last year. And then in 2014 I read 31 books, so I've already passed that. And then 2015 I read 36 books, so I matched that. And then 2016 was 54, 2017 was 68, and 2018 was 47. So this month I'll probably pass 2018. Well, we'll see. That would be 11. That'd be 11 books I'd have to read. Maybe not. Maybe next month. But if I pass 68 books, I've read more books this year than I've read in the past 6 years. But you know my goal is 10 books this year. I've read some really great books this year so far. I feel really blessed to have read some of the books I've read. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm very, very excited. So, yep. I don't know what I'm going to read this month. I have no idea, what I want to... Well, I mean, the Eileen Wuornos stuff, obviously. But I don't know what else I like. I feel like I want to pick one book that's longer this month to read. I've really wanted to read the book Andy Cohen. Did you guys see that Anderson Cooper has a baby? Aww. Andy Cohen read this book. I'm going to pull it up on Goodreads. Years ago, I saw him holding it in a picture, and I had heard so much about it. He was holding it reading on the beach, I think. And I was like, oh, I've heard about that book. I want to read it. And it's called The Nix, N-I-X, by Nathan Hill. And here, I will read you the synopsis for it. It's really long. A hilarious and deeply touching debut novel about a son, the mother who left him as a child, and how his search to uncover the secrets of her life leads him to reclaim his own. Meet Samuel Anderson, stalled writer, board teacher at a local college, obsessive player of an online video game. He hasn't seen his mother, Faye, since she walked out when he was a child. But then one day, there she is, all over the news, throwing rocks at a presidential candidate. The media paints Faye as a militant radical with a sordid past. But as far as Samuel knows, his mother never left her small Iowa town. Which version of his mother is the true one? Determined to solve the puzzle and finally have something to deliver to his publisher, Samuel decides to capitalize on his mother's new fame by writing a tell-all biography, a book that will savage her intimately and publicly. But first, he has to locate her, and second, to talk to her without bursting into tears. So Samuel begins to evacuate her history. The story moves from the rural Midwest of the 1960s to the New York City during the Great Recession and Occupy Wall Street, to the infamous riots of the 1968 Chicago Democratic National Convention, and finally to Norway, home of the mysterious Nix that his mother told him about as a child. And in these places, Samuel will unexpectedly find that he has to rethink everything he ever knew about his mother, a woman with an epic story of her own, a story she kept hidden from the world. It has 4.09 average rating. It's really long. My mother lived in Chicago during the riots, and she wanted to go down there. And my dad said something to her, she always said this. He was like, if you go down there, he was like, that will be the end of us or something. And then he tells the story differently. He's like, I was afraid your mother would get hurt or killed. And he was like, she was so defiant on wanting to go down there, but she didn't go. Where is it at in my Audible? I was gonna look it up. Not started. Audible redid their whole system. So now when you go underneath here, I have 147 books that I have not started. Isn't that crazy? Okay. Oh, I've been wanting to read A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara for a long time. It's 32 hours, so that's like one of the long books I might want to read. A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I've wanted to read that forever. I've never read that. It's 16 hours. The Knicks, 21 hours and 42 minutes. Crooked Kingdom, I want to finish because it's a duology sequel. It's a sequel, but part of the duology to Six of Crows. I've been meaning to do that forever. Oh, I have The Shining on here. I didn't know that. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I've been wanting to read that. 16 hours. I've been kind of trying to, like, move my books up. Like, so, like, I've been listening to longer and longer books. Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I've been wanting to listen to that. I mean, I have some really long books on here. I could not believe the other day when I came through here, I was looking at the Harry Potter book that I have to read next. It's like crazy. It's like 32 hours long. Oh, Nine Strangers by Leah Moriarty. I want to listen to that. That's 16 hours long. Maybe I'll make May my month to listen to long books. Maybe that's what I'll do. To kind of like, you know, some of these books I've wanted to listen to, like, get them, you know, done. Oh, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 26 hours. I don't know if I can do it. So anyway, listen to this. I have 146 books I have not started, okay? I have 14 books that I've started but haven't finished. I've finished 247 titles. That's crazy, isn't it? I have a total of 407 books in my Audible library. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Does it? No. So, that's my plan for reading the Eileen Wuornos stuff and whatever. I don't know what else I'll read this month. I kind of just like going like, you know, book by book. Like when I finish a book, I'm kind of like, okay, what do I feel like reading next? Like that's been really fun lately, especially like just like downloading something that I'm really in the mood for at the moment, you know? That's been really fun too. Unless it's something that I really, really want. The Hank Green sequel is coming out. If you've never read Hank Green's book, it came out like 2 years ago, I think a year or two ago. An absolutely remarkable thing. Go do yourself a justice and read that book. It is really enjoyable. And the sequel to it comes out later this year. I think like September maybe. So that's like the only other book that I'm looking forward to this year. Other than that, I could really care less about a lot of books that are coming out because I don't really know anything else. Anyway, let's see. I feel like I had something else I was going to say. No. And then I laid down tonight. And, I was laying down. I was getting ready to lay down. And Alex, he had gotten up. We're like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And he decided he was going to make nachos. He made this huge plate of nachos, right? He put, like, chips on it. And cheese. Black beans. All kinds of stuff. This huge plate of nachos, right? And then I laid down. And I got up like, oh, this is what I was going to tell you. I woke up like 3 hours later. So I was like half asleep in bed. And I heard somebody shout, "Get the F out of here." And I was like, all of a sudden I was like up, right? And you know, like you hear something, but you like script what happens before you even know. I thought it was like, I don't know why. I thought it was like Alex in the backyard with the dogs. Like he had let them out and the coyote was out there and he was yelling that at the coyote. And so like I ran over to the, because you know you can see down from our bedroom. I like ran over to the loft like really quick and he was like sitting down. And I go, "Why did you just shout that?" And he goes, "Shout what?" And I go, "Get the F out of here." He goes, "I didn't. It was on the movie." I go, "What?" And he goes, why did you think I shouted that? And I said, I thought you were like yelling at a coyote in the backyard at Boo or Tucker. And he goes, no, Boo and Tucker are right here. They're just like sitting there in the chair with them. So I threw on my clothes and I came downstairs. My nap was over. I took a long nap tonight. It was so nice. And he was like eating. I go, what are you eating? Again, like, are you hungry? He goes, I made potatoes and asparagus. I go, you just whipped up? He goes, yeah, I just decided that I was going to cook. So I made, he's like so into the cooking thing. It's so cute. So he made potatoes and asparagus. And the potatoes were really, really good. He just cut them up and then he put like butter and some like different herbs and stuff on them. But they were really good. He had eaten all the asparagus, so I just had some of the I had some potatoes, and then I had some dip. I don't really like that homemade Lipton dip. I have to be honest about it, okay? Like, it was okay when I first tried it in the review. Like, I gave it, like, I thought it was pretty good, actually. I thought it was better than the Lay's. But now that it's, like, sat in the refrigerator overnight, and I don't know if this is kind of what grossed me out about it or not, the hell of a good onion dip is fantastic. But, like, I brought it out tonight, and it had, like, you know, like, when it has, like, some kind of, like watery stuff in it, you have to, like, mix it up. I was like, ooh, I don't like this. Like, I was, like, ready just to pitch it all out, but I was like, I'll save it. So Alex is like, aren't you supposed to start your, get back on your diet tomorrow? I said I was going to wait till next week. Now, don't start pushing on me. I said in next week, I don't know. That could be next Friday. So, it's coming. It's coming. Oh my God. Oh, so tomorrow we're supposed to find out about the stay-at-home order in Indiana, and if he's going to extend it or not. But this is what's crazy to me, okay? Is that so Indianapolis, and the county that Indianapolis is in, which is like huge, today decided that our stay-at-home order is through the 15th of May. They extended Indianapolis extended the stay-at-home order through the 15th of May, but the state hasn't done it yet, which is, I don't know, it's very baffling to me. So anyway, but the malls can reopen on Saturday, supposedly. They're going to announce all this tomorrow, but all the malls are supposed to reopen on Saturday. Well, all the malls that they're talking about, the Fashion Mall, Circle Center, all these malls, are in Indianapolis. So how can a mall open when we're only allowed to go out for essential needs? Because I can tell you right now, Lush and the Apple Store, and I mean, are those considered essential needs right now? Like, I'm very confused about all of this. And it'll be interesting. And like, yet again, I feel like nobody's saying, like, if you're going to go out, you have to wear a mask, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. So I don't know. But I guess that's tomorrow during the governor. He gives, you know, his speech every day at 2:30 or whatever. But although today he didn't, it was somebody else at Secretary of the State or whatever. I don't know. Somebody else gave the speech today. I didn't watch it. I just read the things that every day you go in there and you just put like Indiana coronavirus, and like I read all the updates that they made. But he didn't, the Governor Holcomb didn't give it today because he was in Kokomo with Pence at the Chrysler plant, I think. So, like, Kokomo, Indiana has one of the largest Chrysler plants in the country. So they were there for that. Something to do with the Chrysler plant. I don't know what it was. I read it in the article. Did I say President? Vice President Pence. And Pence used to be the governor of Indiana. Seems like a long time ago. Okay. Did I say he was the president of Indiana? He was the governor of Indiana. Can you imagine if we went to, like, where every state was, like, its own individual country? I don't know, it just made me think that. Should we go and read some comments? I don't really have a whole lot to talk about tonight. I'm trying to think if I have something else exciting to talk about. Somebody commented on my vlog the other day and they said, at times this channel feels like a book channel. I know. And then, like, I feel bad, and I said I was going to put that stuff over on my booktube channel, which of course I haven't. And then, but then there are other people that are like, oh no, I like when you talk about books over here. By the way, I want to give a little shout out. 2 channels. I'm going to give actually 2 book channels in case you're looking for booktubers, okay? Number 1, I want to give a little shout out to hold on a second. So Bunny, who is an OG member of the Wolfpack, and I also play with her Words with Friends, and she just did a review of my book that she read, okay? Which was very, very nice. So I will link Bunny's channel below. I feel like I've already linked it once before, but I will link it below. I think it's called Bunny Cakes Tomes. It'll probably pull up as soon as I like type it in here. Hold on a second. Bunny Cakes Tomes. I have it already. Here it is. Bunny Cakes Tomes of Endless Wonder. So, I'm going to link her channel below. If you could go subscribe to that, that would mean the world to her. But let me just tell you something. Bunny did something the other day that was really, really nice. And she, on Twitter, and actually this person needs to thank Bunny. So, the legendary reader, who has been doing BookTube for 4 years, put out on something on like Twitter that she was like 17 away or something from hitting 400, or 12 away from hitting 400 subscribers. And, which, like, this is the thing, like, we think about, like, 400 subscribers, or 100 subscribers, or 500 subscribers not being a lot. But, like, when I started BookTube, like, I can totally remember those days. Like, and that's why today, like, I've never lost sight of that. Like, I remember those days where I had, like, I mean, I remember when I hit 1,000 subscribers on BookTube. Like, it was just, like, out of all of the moments I've had since I ever started YouTube, like, that was probably one of the most fantastic moments I've ever had, honestly. Like, because A, I never thought it would happen. You know, B, I was like, more people than I went to high school with are watching my BookTube channels. You know, like, it was crazy to me. I don't know, and it felt like really nice validation on some level. And so, I relate so much to the smaller creator that really busts their butt, okay? Not to mention, I have, you know, 3 channels that are not exactly, well, 2 of them that aren't exactly like pulling views like anybody else. I mean, I get views like every other booktuber that's of about, I mean, I have like, I think 20-something 20,000 subscribers on BookTube, and I get the same amount of views that some people that have, you know, a lot less than that do. So I totally understand, you know, being excited to make the videos and wanting to share with people your love of books and things like that, and how hard it is to get a following, especially on BookTube. And just to prove it, when you look at like booktubers that are like major booktubers, like the 3 or 4 top huge booktubers, I should look it up and see, top huge booktubers have like 275,000, 300,000. I should see. Hold on a second. Oh, 409. Okay, so well, I wonder if she's gained a lot because she has put a book out. So Christine Riccio, who is Polly and Banana Books, she's like one of the first booktubers I ever found. She has 409,000 subscribers. And I have to say that she's probably, I would say, well, let's see Katrina, Little Book Owl. She's 184. Jesse the Reader, let's see what he has. These are all big booktubers. Like, big as far as, like, they have, like, big numbers. He has 386. So, these are people, like, 386 to 409. Like, that's huge, right? When you think about the booktube world. Like, they're probably the top 2 or 3 people. So, when you think about it, if you put booktube in the same world as, like, let's say beauty influencers, okay? Christine, for having 409,000 subscribers, is like James Charles having 18 million. Like, you have to look at it that way if you're going to look at it and compare communities, if that makes sense, right? So when you think about that, the biggest booktuber out there has 409,000 subscribers. There's actually a guy that I think he is Brazilian, and his channel is in Portuguese. I can't remember what his name is, but he does a booktube channel. He has a huge following, but like nobody ever hold on, it's gonna stop. Hold on. But nobody really ever talks about him on YouTube because like he's doing something completely different. But he does like almost all booktube videos, and he has a huge following. He has like 1 million subscribers or something. But Christine is probably the biggest booktuber. So if you think about that at 409,000 subscribers, right? Like people that have 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers are doing like well, right? Like, so there's possibility for growth within the booktube community. Not to mention that like I see a lot of people that get like constant like sponsorships and for like Owl Crate for Harry Potter, or book companies will send them books, and you can tell, they're sponsored videos and sponsored posts for Bookstagram, and they don't have huge followings, but they do have committed followings. And I think that that's the difference. It's like if somebody says this about a book, then people really, really believe that, right? But like you can't get a company to buy into that. Like let's just say, for example, Lay reached out to me, like Lay's Chips, and I said to them, listen, like, I talk about your dip all the time. Like, I could convince, people to buy your dip because I believe in it so much, right? People don't care. Companies don't care about that. Companies care about the numbers, the analytics, that's really all they care about. I mean, it really, really is. It's interesting to me. I've seen, like, huge YouTubers before that have like lost like Tyler Oakley's a good example of this. Like Tyler Oakley has lost subscribers left and right for a long time, as a huge YouTuber. His videos don't get the same kind of views that they used to get, and yet he still gets tons and tons and tons of sponsorships. And I think it's because people just see that overall number. They don't like look at the rest of it behind there. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't, I think, Tyler Oakley is still somebody that probably has his finger on a pulse for a certain community, I believe. But, so I think, I think everybody should have the opportunity to get sponsorships, but it's interesting to me that many of these companies just go off of numbers, And so then, but I have friends of mine within the booktube community that do like Bookstagram, and they might have like 20,000 followers on Bookstagram, and they get a lot of sponsorships because 20,000 on Bookstagram is a lot. It's a lot. So anyway, the booktube community is completely different. I mean, I'm sure that every community is different, and that what somebody would be considered having a lot of subscribers in one community versus another community is, really completely different, don't you think? I mean, I don't know. Oh, so anyway, so Bunny, okay, go follow Bunny. But Bunny, she, what was it, the Legendary Reader? She retweeted the Legendary Reader's tweet that said that she was like 12 away from the Legendary Reader. That she was like 12 away from 400. So I just retweeted it because I thought, well, let's make somebody's dreams come true for the night, I know what it's like to be sitting there and being like, I just want to be at this number, because I can remember that from back in the day, it was like really cool. And so I retweeted it. She was so thankful, oh my God. And it just was really, really sweet, and made a follow-up video. So she passed 400. It wasn't like because I tweeted it out, I got 1,000. She got like, I think like 20 or something like that. She's at 422 subscribers now. And she posted a video afterwards called About My Channel and Celebrating 400 Subs. It's really adorable. You have to go see it. And then she did a video called her April wrap-up, which she posted 14 hours ago. So anyway, so Bunny, that was really, really nice of you to do for her. And, yeah. So that was yesterday. And now I don't remember the other thing I was going to say. There was something else I was gonna say. I don't know, but the heat is so hot in here. Ooh. I'm having so much fun on Words with Friends, but I cannot keep up. And I have to tell you, like, there are some people that are really good at Words with Friends. I would say I'm about 50-50 for winning and losing, is where I'm at. But there's like some people that I have played that I literally have not. And like most of the people that I play watch the vlog. There are some people that I don't think I've won one game, and I've played like 8 or 9 times at this point. I haven't won one game. And I'm like, oh my God, they must think I'm such an idiot. I'm like trying to and the thing is, it's like, I just want to say, like, I wish you guys could see my, sometimes people will message me this, and they're like, I feel so bad, you should see my letters. But no, it's so true, because, like, you know, you play with what you get. It's like Scrabble, right? So it's so funny, because, like, sometimes I'll be sitting there, and I'll be like, you know, they'll put, like, some word, like, ingenue, and I'm like, I look at my thing, and I have, like, all V's or something, you know, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? It's like... There's nothing I could do. You know when you're at the end and you have I'm playing this game right now. I don't know who it is, but I'm on this game. I've passed like twice, and they keep on coming up with words. But my last 2 letters I have left are a Z and a Q, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, there's nowhere it will go. It's just, oh my God. But I love Words with Friends. If you want to play me with Words with Friends, like, I think I'm overlogged right now. I think, like, I have too many games going or something. But my name on there is The Real, in all caps, the lowercase. Who's coming down our street? Go away. Somebody leaving. I wonder who's leaving at 3:30 in the morning. Booty call in the retirement home. But it's The Real, like The Real, all caps, Peter Monn. I don't know why. Well, I put that on there because I didn't want people to think it was the fake Peter Monn. Because, like, literally, somebody sent me this, and they said, I'm playing your twin. And it was somebody that had stolen my picture. I'm just so over it. And then people think and then people are like, well, this must be Peter's account, but he just has a different name because he wants to be private. Like, people are like, they'll message me, and they'll be like, I think we're playing on Words with Friends, but I'm not sure if this is really you. And I'm like, yeah, that's not me. Like, you know, that's not my name. You know, Joseph Smith or something like that. I think Joseph Smith was from the Mormon church. I don't know why I picked that name. Probably because I just read that book, Educated. Have you guys read that book yet? It's really good. So anyway, yeah, on Words with Friends, I have... Oh, look, I have 2 games. See who won. I think I lost both of these games. So the first one, lost. I know I lost the second game. See who won. 456 to 193. That is embarrassing. Okay. Oh my God, I have so many games, you guys. Listen, and I sit out here. Okay, so these are the ones where these are the moves I have. I got the moves, baby. You've got the motion. We could... Little Madonna for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Somebody, Asbury came up with the word nix after I was just talking about that. I should probably read that book then, shouldn't I? Next, we'll see. But I wanted to read Impossible Beauties too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I have 36 moves I have to make. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 people that it's their moves. Now, let me tell you something about this, okay? This is how I win many games. Because, for example, as one person has 1 minute left, and if they don't make it, their move in 1 minute, then I will have won the game, see? And that's how I win many of my games, because people time out. Because they're like, oh my God, we want to play the the late and great Peter Monn, and then they do, and there's Bunny right there. Hey, Bunny. But they do, and then they stop playing, and they're taking somebody else's space, which is not very nice. Okay, let's go in here to the vlog. Looking good. Your video is performing as usual, it says. I haven't read comments on here in a couple days, so we should go in here and do some comments, don't you think? Don't you think it's time to do some comments? I think it's time. I think I need some lip gloss and lip balm for the comment reading section. Sometimes I expect my camera to ring like a phone. I don't know why. I just hit my tooth with my lip balm. I think just this side though. I feel like I've been at this house for like 8 months now. And I don't really mind it, but until you just like start realizing like I really haven't. I mean, you know what's crazy is it really hasn't been that long, you know? Like, so, what, one day I went and got gas, and I went and got to the bank, grocery store, you know, it's like once a week I'm going somewhere for a little bit, and then it's been like really like 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. Valerie and I were trying to figure out how long it has been since we have been to the casino. And I think today is, okay, I gotta look. There was well, Valerie and I were trying to go back and look by text, but for some reason our text wouldn't go back that far. So, maybe I can go back through Alex. I don't think so though, because we text all the time. So, Alex and I can be like, we text most of the time when one of us is upstairs, one of us is downstairs. Did you and your partner do that? You and your person? But I'm gonna go back here and see. Because I texted him the last time that we went. And it was like a Thursday. I know it was a Thursday. It was the last time that we went. Hold on a second. Okay, so. Okay, so that was March 26th, a Thursday. It was not that Thursday. Okay, wasn't that? I'm so confused. Oh, look, he sent a picture. He goes, I cooked. He said, I'll make it for you without kid chicken. That was like, we're like back in March. See, this is what happened with Valerie's. It would only go back so far. And I'm hoping that... Oh, here's Thursday. We text a lot. Okay, we were talking about... Oh God, this is... I was asking him if he wants peanuts. Do you ever go back and like read your text messages between you and like your husband or wife or boyfriend, girlfriend? Okay, I'm like at when I took the dogs to the vet the first time. almost there. God. Valerie's gonna die, but I figured it out. We were trying to figure out the exact date, which was the last time that we were there. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that was earlier. Tanya and I had gone to the... Okay, hold on a second. I know you guys are like, we're sitting here waiting forever. Okay, Valerie, I think it was Thursday, March 12th was the last time that we went. I'm almost positive. Because the casino, because Alex texted me about the casino closing for a fact, and that's in there. Aww. What is this? This was from... Yeah, it would have had to have been, because the weekend before was when we, were in Arizona. So it had to have been the 12th. So let's just see how long that's been. That is crazy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks. Valerie, I miss you so much, girl. 7 weeks. Anyway, it seems crazy. I wonder how the people that are working at the casino, I wonder if they're getting paid. I hope they're doing okay. Alright, I said I was going to read some comments. Liz said, I just finished the last season of Schitt's Creek and I feel that kind of lost feeling when you go to the end of an amazing show or book. Be prepared to cry, Peter. Also, there are 6 seasons, not 5. There are? Are all 6 seasons on Netflix? Where's the 6th season? I think you're right. And I thought it was 5 because of it being on Netflix, but how do I watch the 6th season? How did my husband watch the 6th season? I think he just watched it on TV, actually. Yeah. When will 6 season of... Here it is, it pulls it up right away. The series finale aired on April 7th, 2020. It's reasonable to assume that season 6 of Schitt's Creek will air on or near October 8th, 2020! Oh my god, and my battery is dying. I have to wait till April? I cannot wait till April. I hope it's on demand or something. I'll be right back. I meant to say I can't wait till October, not April. But how am I gonna watch it? Lord, why did I start that show? It's like I just started that What's the other one that I finished? I'm so mad now that I finished it and I have to wait for the season to come out on Netflix. What's it called? Maybe you could buy it on the Hulu or something. I don't know. I'm so confused by the Hulu. Can you buy episodes on the Hulu and things like that? I think my cousin Caroline does that. But what's that one show that I just finished? The Good Place. The Good Place. Where is my shows? I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Oh my gosh. I better pull this up and it better say Schitt's Creek on here. Now that I'm like at the end. I didn't realize I had 2 more seasons left. I guess I can slow down now. It's not even pulling anything up. I think I'm in like a non-Wi-Fi area right now or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I screw these shows up all the time. It's like I always like, well, I guess I'll have something to look forward to, you know? I mean, that's one way to look at it, I guess, right? Don't be too upset. Okay, Schitt's Creek. Oh, here it is. Let's see what it says here. The 6th season. Oh, it has all the episodes. Okay. So I guess I need to get done with the 5th season so I can watch it before they take it off TV. I should look at The Good Place too. I mean, God knows that we pay for cable. I might as well use it, right? Season 4. I don't know how many seasons I watched. So the whole season is on cable too, so I can watch that. Are you kidding me? It says available to buy only. Except for the last 4 episodes. Why would it do that? Does it say that on Schitt's Creek too? If I go to Schitt's Creek, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna get rid of my cable. Why are we paying outrageous prices for all this stuff? Nobody else in the entire world has. If it says available for payment, I'm gonna be so mad. No, it doesn't say it. Thank God. Because I was about to cause some problems. I was about to get mad and call up the cable company and have to cuss them out. Oh, look, I was watching Disturbia. That's a good movie. Have you ever seen it? You ever watch that show with Claire Danes? I've had a lot of people tell me to watch that show. I can't remember what it's called. She's like a government informant or something like that. I don't know really anything about it, to be honest. Here it is. It's on Showtime. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, let's go in here to the comments. So, thank you, Liz. Now I know that I have 6 seasons to... I honest to God, would have got to the end of the 5th season and been prepared. But I will tell you this. I cry all the time anyway on this show. This show makes me cry left and right. So, it's fantastic. I love it. Elizabeth Blue Hearts. Heather Blue Heart. Thanks for keeping me calm and sane. Jackson 5 Family Vlogs. I love that name every time I read it. Wolfpack. McNuggets. A bunch of blue and purple hearts for the essential workers. Chloe said, you give us so much through your videos, Peter. I can't tell you how many times I've been down and just turning on one of your videos after either a vlog, Peterism's review, book related, or rant, beauty, drama video, and it just turns my day around. One of these moments where I reset my day, and I love starting my days with you. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. And that's really, I guess, kind of all I really do want to achieve with the videos, you know? Okay. Lee said, Peter, you and Alex have a beautiful relationship. I wish you all nothing but the best and love you both. Hey, Lee. Lee is our, she's our undercover informant on here. No, thank you so much, Lee. I appreciate it. I think we have a beautiful relationship, too. It's been a lot of work, you know, and, you know, I think, okay, I've had a lot of people say to me, your insistence on, like, working really hard on a relationship or whatever is because your parents got divorced. I've had, like, people say that to me through my years. I don't know that I really believe that that is the case. I don't think that really has much to do with it at all, you know? But I've seen a lot of friends of ours that we have met that, like, got together since Alex had been dating, met, started dating, and then they're divorced already, you know? And it makes me really sad. That being said, Alex and I are friends with 3 or 4 or 5 other couples that we met the year that we started dating, or they started dating and met the year that we started dating, and they're still together, you know? So there's a lot of couples that have worked through hard stuff and been out there, and I know that they've had tough times too, you know? Relationships are tough, and, you know, I kind of think it's like, you know, you want to use an analogy for like a garden. You know, you're not going to just like walk up and have this beautiful garden one day, right? Like you have to weed it. You have to get rid of the stuff that you don't want. You have to like plant the flowers that you want. You have to, you know, which translates into what do you want in your relationship? What don't you want, you know? But like, to have this garden that when people walk up, they're like, wow, that's a beautiful garden, right? Like that didn't just happen overnight. It's like you have to put a lot of work into that garden, you know? And I think it's the same thing with, you know, a relationship. It's like, and there are moments where it's beautiful and there's moments where it's stressful, you know? But like I was talking to a friend of mine that's been married for like 30 years and I said, how are you doing? And she's like, I'm good if my husband doesn't drive me crazy. And I go, were you joking? She goes, yeah, some days. Some days I'm joking, some days I'm not. Like, you know, this has been hard. This has been a test. And I think it is for all of us. I also think this, put yourself not just in a house with your husband and kids or your wife and kids, but put yourself in a house with anybody. Anybody. You know, it's like anybody that you would be, even Tanya and I would be driving ourselves nuts at this point, you know? Put anybody in a house together for 40, 50 days and they're going to start driving each other crazy a little bit, you know? I think one of the things that's really helped Alex and I through all of this is respecting our space and allowing each other. Like today I told him, I said, I just want to, you know, like, well, he was napping and I didn't care. And I told him, I said, I want to listen to this audiobook. You know, it's like just respecting the other person's space and giving them the time, you know, the space that they need to do what they need to do and whatever, you know, because it's hard. Like this is hard. I think in people's, you know, have different anxiety issues too, you know. Out of the two of us, I am definitely the one that is more scared about going out. And I'm definitely the one that is more scared of getting sick and, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And like I even heard Alex like say to his, like on his, he was talking to one of his friends on the phone and Alex was like, they were talking about something, they were on like a Zoom call. And they were talking about something to do with like, people walking or something, and I thought they were gonna like, Alex was gonna be like, well, we're gonna go take a walk, because I said to him later, I was like, were you guys talking about like taking a walk or something? And he was like, oh, no. And this is somebody that lives far away anyway, so I was kind of like, well, how would that work? But he said to them on the phone, like, Peter is super serious about the social distance thing. Well, hell yeah, I'm super serious about it. It scares the hell out of me. I'm scared, you know? No wonder I'm having weird dreams left and right. I've got a lot of anxiety off of this, you know, and that's just my reality. I'm not saying that to scare anybody else or whatever, and this is not typically how I handle situations, you know. I stay educated, I stay informed, and I try to do what I'm told, and, you know, but it's a scary situation. I'm scared, you know, and I'm scared about how our world is changing, and not just with that, but like, what world are we going to be walking into, you know, when things reopen, and then what's that going to look like 3 months or 6 months down the road? And I think this is going to forever change the way that we look at the world from now on. You know, travel and everything, I think, is going to be completely forever changed. And I think there are moments where I'm in it and I'm like, life as we knew it a month and a half ago is never going to be the same again. And that's okay. And that's going to take an adjustment period, you know, for all of us. But we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. I know that, you know, like, hell, I've gone through 100 times worse things in my life. We'll be okay. We'll be fine, right? But life as we knew it before. And it feels like on those days, I'm like really grieving the loss for what life looked like before, and that it just changed. And before we knew it, it was like, you know, one second we're talking about toilet paper, and the next second we're all at home, and the next second we're all, you know, getting ready to get out, and it's like the world has changed, and we didn't even really realize it, and it happened right in front of our face. And it's scary. It is scary to me, you know? And, so I think it's hard, you know, like, and Alex and I had a conversation about that, and I said, well, do you think that I'm, like, too serious about this social distancing thing? And he said, no, not at all. It's funny, because, like, our neighbors, people on our street, like, other than the two people, I don't know what that was about the one night when the fire engines and all that stuff were here, that I was sitting on the rock, and they came, like, real close to me, but those are, like, neighbors that I do not know. But, like, our neighbors over here, and our friend that lives over here, next door, Laura, that she's been in some of my videos, like, we have completely kept our distance. Like, Laura was out there today getting her trash, and I came out, and because it was trash day, so we took our trash up, and I was out there, and I was like talking to her, you know, and stuff, but like, we stayed this distance. Other times we would walk right over. My neighbor over here, she and I, or her husband and I mean, we talk all the time, right? But like, if she's coming down the walk, like, she'll either wait up there until I get out of my car, or I'll like wait until she walks by, because it's literally like 3 feet across over here. And then she'll like wave her hand up, and then she'll go over there, and then when she gets in the driveway, she'll turn around and we'll like talk or whatever from like 20 feet away, you know? But it's like, I said something to Alex about it, and he was like, no, I'm glad that you're being like serious about it. I'm glad that you're being safe about it. And it's not just for me, like, okay, it's not just for me about me. It's about the fact that, like, compromising other people's safety as well, especially our essential workers, you know? God forbid, okay, and this is one thing that we talk about, thanking the essential workers and all this kind of stuff left and right, but we don't talk much about, it isn't just about thanking them, it's about, you know, I saw this thing that somebody posted, I can't remember, I think it might have been Christina Randall, actually. This was weeks ago, and I think I may have talked about it on here, but there was a bunch of nurses and like hospital techs, and they were like holding this sign up, like this, like right across, and it said, please stay, something about like, like we come to work so that you can stay home, and like, we come to work to do our job, please stay at home so that you can do yours, or something like that. But basically saying, like, if you don't have a reason to be out, don't be out, okay? Because, and I know that people don't want to hear that, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, and this is a space, I think, for people to have different opinions, I really do, right? But I don't think we've really thought about this yet, about the fact that if all the essential workers start getting sick, like, A, let's be very, very thankful that they're even willing to work through times of this, you know, and B, that's not going to be a good thing. I mean, we don't have that many, I mean, there was a nursing shortage just 5 years ago in our state, you know, God forbid if a bunch of nurses got sick, like, I don't even know, like, what, you know what I mean? Like, so, to me, it is all very, like, I feel like we're not talking about that kind of stuff. I feel like we're not talking about how do we keep our essential workers safe, and what do we need to do going forward, and, you know, and I know, and like, the thing is I know that everybody's afraid of the economy. I'm afraid of the economy too, and I know that everybody's, you know, whatever, but I think, like, I just wish there were more open conversations. I feel like I'm not seeing a whole lot of that, you know? I'm seeing a lot of judgment, and I'm not seeing a lot of, like, okay, but tell us what to do to stay safe, you know what I mean? Like, going forward. I'm seeing some, but So I think that marriage is also like talking through that kind of stuff, you know? And I think that that's really, really important in having a marriage. And you're not going to ever be on the same page for things, you know? We had a couple that we were friends with when Alex and I first got together, and I thought, we used to go out to dinner with them all the time, and I thought they were so dreamy. I was like, they just were like the perfect couple. And I can remember we would go out to eat, and they would both like, you know, like they would be like, should we get a bottle of wine? Like, well, yeah, what kind of bottle do you want? They would like split a bottle of wine, and you know, they were just very cute, and like everything they were on the same page for. I mean, like literally everything they were on the same page for. You know what it is? Like, it's like, well, we were gonna, you know, we redo our flooring in our house, and it was like, yeah, and then like, you know, I was really thinking that I wanted like the barn gray floors, and then she's like, yeah, and she was like, but you know, like then I kind of convinced him, and he was like, yeah, and then she was totally right, and then we were both like on the same page, and blah, 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 and their house is perfect, and this is perfect, and their kids are perfect, and they had kids, and their kids were perfect, and everything like that, right? And I can remember, like, even having conversations with Alex and being like, why can't we be like them? Why can't we be more like them? Because Alex and I were never like that on the same page, you know? Like, if I wanted barnyard brown, if I wanted wood floors that were gray, he wanted brown, you know? If I wanted to paint a wall white, he wanted to paint it blue. You know, I mean, we've always been like that and had to negotiate in the middle. And what's so, you know, sad to me is they didn't make it. They hate each other today, you know? They do. She wouldn't even be mad if I was talking. She knew I was talking about it on here. She'd be like, I do. I hate him. He's an asshole. They hate each other today. And have put their kids completely right in the middle of all of it. And, you know, it's like, maybe we're not supposed to agree. Maybe that's part of what keeps the relationship a little fresh. Maybe that's part of what keeps the relationship interesting and going and things like that. Hell, I don't know, you know? But it's like, I don't think that... I don't know. It's just like... I don't think we're maybe supposed to agree on everything. You know, there's been a lot of things where, like, Alex will say, okay, like, for example, this is a really stupid example, but I'm going to use it anyway. I do not like going outside of my comfort zone, okay? I hate it. And, so we started doing date nights a couple years ago. We did it when I came back from, like, when I came back going into meetings, like, every Friday, was it Friday nights? Every Friday night we would do date night. And date nights are different than going out to dinner, okay? This was a huge thing that was discussed in marriage counseling, because for me, if we went out to dinner, I called it a date. And Alex said, in counseling one time, he said, we go out to dinner so much. We go out to dinner like 5 or 6 nights a week. So, us meeting up, when I get done with work and you get done with what you got going on, for us to meet up at Cheesecake Factory is not a date, okay? A date is getting dressed special, looking nice, planning it out, doing something different, going to a play, going to a new restaurant, something like that, right? Okay. So we redefined what dates were. We started doing date nights like once or twice a week when we were in counseling, at the beginning of counseling. Well, we still do this, but at the beginning of counseling we did it. And I remember like one of the first dates, okay, so we were in counseling and our counselor was like, well, who's going to plan the first date? And Alex was like, I'll plan it. Because he was like, I want to get the ball rolling, right? So he planned this really nice like date for us, and it was, we were going to go to this restaurant downtown, and Alex loves going to downtown Indianapolis. I don't love going down. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's fine. But like, I don't enjoy it. It's very like, lots of people, you run into a lot of people that you know. I like just being very comfortable and whatever. So he was like, we're gonna get dressed nice, and then we're gonna go to this restaurant downtown that he had been wanting to try, and it was called Livery, and it's an old horse barns, like horse stables, that in downtown in Indianapolis, and I think it used to be like condos before, but it's called Livery. And then he goes, we're going to walk around and we're going to get some ice cream afterwards. Well, or coffee or ice cream. This whole situation, like, just made me very nervous. I had, like, no desire to do it whatsoever. I know it sounds stupid, but if you have social anxiety, you'll understand me, what I mean by this. Just to go into a restaurant that I don't really know, in an area of town that I don't enjoy going to, like, it's tough for me. And I will tell you this, like, I do enjoy going downtown more now than I did then, but it's still a struggle for me sometimes because I feel like it's a different world. Like, I feel like that's just a different world than my world. So it's like still uncomfortable for me kind of sometimes to go, you know, down there and whatever, but I enjoy it more than I used to. It's so hot in this car and I turn down the heat. Okay. So we ended up going to this restaurant, and I remember the entire time on the way down there, I was just like inside, like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I didn't say it, but you know. We had such a fantastic time, and the restaurant is like now one of my favorite restaurants in Indianapolis. They have amazing empanadas, and they have a street corn that is incredible. And it's just a really, really cute restaurant. I love it. If you live in downtown Indianapolis or anywhere, you should go to Livery. It's one of my favorite restaurants. And then we walked around, and we got coffee. I got coffee at Starbucks. And we just walked up and down Mass Avenue and just like talked, and it was really, really nice. And I can remember going home, and I always do this. This is how I am after stuff that makes me nervous. And I always have a really great time, like my friend Aaron's Halloween party. And then I'm like, God, I'm really glad I went. Like, I feel like I missed out on so much, right? So we started doing date nights, but date nights I think are really, really important. And I ended up loving doing that. And so now, you know, well, now we can't. But trying to do stuff. And when we went with Sarah to go see A Christmas Carol, because I don't necessarily, I mean, at 12 years, to be honest, like, I think it's important for us to do romantic dates, but we do enough romantical stuff anyway, that, like, for us to, like, take a friend along, too, when Sarah doesn't have tons of stuff to do and she's not dating anybody, I'm totally fine with that. So, like, Sarah goes, you know, to do stuff with us sometimes, and Alex isn't as interested in doing the theater stuff as Sarah is, because Sarah's the one that's always wanted to go to see shows and whatever. So after we saw Christmas Carol, I said, would you like to start going to see more plays? And I was going to get us Murder on the Orient Express was in April at the Indianapolis Repertory Theater, and I was going to get the three of us tickets one Sunday because we had such a, that wouldn't be a date, I mean, obviously with Sarah, but we had such a great time doing that. And then we went afterwards and ate at Mesh on Mass, which is a really great restaurant too. My Aunt Kathy loved that restaurant, and we had a really, really fun time. And, you know, to just try to step outside your comfort zone and do more things like that. But I think it's important to do that in a relationship too, you know? I think often what happens is, I've been in this relationship, this happens. It's like, you know, you get together, you enjoy each other's company, you really like each other, or you find each other attractive, and at the beginning, you're very intimate and, you know, doing things for the other person, and then over the period of time, what happens is you become comfortable with each other, you become basically roommates at some point, that you haven't been intimate in so long that there's tension between being intimate, so it's like, who's gonna, you know, like, how do you have it? How do you start it up? It's hard, and then you just kind of get used to it. And that's okay, and that's fine, you know, but like, if that's the relationship that you want, and I think this is where it's important to talk about the 12 forms of intimacy. It's not just about physical intimacy, it's about, you know, recreational intimacy, emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, spiritual intimacy, financial intimacy, familial intimacy, you know, it's about all of these kinds of things, and, you know, like, familial intimacy is like being parts of each other's families. Like, that's really it brings you closer together. And each, you know, like, recreational intimacy is sharing some of the same recreational things, like us going to music festivals, some of them together, or us going to watch a movie together, things like that. The more you have, you know, like, or intellectual intimacy is sitting down and actually having conversations about things, which that's been a big one for us, you know? And, the more of those buttons that you push, the more intimately entwined you are. And we learned that when we were in counseling. That was invaluable what we learned with the 12 forms of intimacy. I can't remember the woman that wrote the book. She coined all the phrases, the 12 forms of intimacy. But anyway, but I think, like, that you have to work at it. And so to just say, you know, like, I've never met anybody that's in a relationship that they're 100% happy and it's just easy peasy. I've never met that person. I don't know if that person, I don't know if that couple exists. I really don't. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. Okay. And I think, like, even, like, if you ask somebody that gets, like, a 98 on their paper, wouldn't they push harder to get 100? I mean, like, you know, you can continue to work on relationships. As, you know, just because you have a good relationship doesn't mean you can't make it great. You know what I mean? But thank you, Lee, for that comment. I appreciate it. Haya said, I remember taping American High on VHS tapes back in high school. I still have the tapes. It was such a good series. It really was, and I love that you taped that. Inchberry said, I had no idea you could buy the Halloween episode separately. She's referring to the Roseanne one. Well, I ordered it, LOL. I was hoping they had the Simpsons Halloween box set, but I couldn't find it. Update, I found it, LOL. Yeah, I can find stuff all the time, like on eBay and whatever. Like, I have like every one of my like favorite Halloween cartoons. I think I have like the Garfield one, and then I have oh, my favorite Halloween cartoon is the Fat Albert one. And actually, I had the Fat Albert Christmas and Halloween. I had them separate, and then I mentioned it one night on a vlog like 2 years ago. You guys are so fantastic. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'll mention something and somebody will send me like what I was talking about, and somebody sent that, like, talking about the Love Boat series, and people started sending me the series of I think I got like the first 2 seasons, but still it was really nice, you know. People are talking about like when their governors are opening and closing things. I don't have an issue with stuff reopening, but if it's gonna reopen, I wish that there would be a safety plan in place. Like, that's my thing. Like, I feel like in Indianapolis, everybody's like, open it, open it, open it, but nobody's talking about like what that's gonna look like. Like, that's what makes me nervous. Like, okay, fine, like, let's have a contingency plan for what that's gonna look like, though. You know what I mean? Before we go, that's the only thing I'm saying. Sarah said, Long's Bakery. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents on the west side of Indy when I was young. They were a breakfast staple, yeah. Maricel said, Peter, it was not a boring vlog, thank you. I loved hearing all the musical artists that you like. I grew up in a household that listened to everything from Led Zeppelin, that was one of my mom's favorites, to Mozart. I listened to all genres. Did you hear the Rolling Stones' latest, Living in a Ghost Town? They still got it. No, I haven't, actually. Amy said, you inspired me to download Goodreads, and now I'm hooked. Got another one. TK said, Peter, thank you for your daily vlogs. We lost our mom to coronavirus on April 16th. It has been such a shock and so very, very sad. I tuned into your vlog as I am trying to go to sleep at night. Hearing your stories and voice helped to calm my sad heart and mind. Blessings to you and your family. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. It's really, really sad. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm sending you prayers and love, and I don't know if maybe everybody could go underneath there and TK's thing and send some love as well. That would be really nice. And I don't really know what to say. God, I can't even imagine. I mean, I understand losing a parent, but like in this whole situation, well, take care of yourself, sweetie. You know, and you know, remember to allow yourself to feel your feelings and allow yourself to, you know, move through your grief at your rate, and don't let anybody force you through it. You gotta let yourself feel your feelings. It's important. So sad. Dane said, today was so weird for me and this totally cheered me up. Your vlogs make me feel safe and grounded. I can't really describe it other than that. Appreciate you. Thank you, Dane. We're going to start reading our book this month. My friend Valerie said that she goes, I heard it was really hard to get through. I'm like, yeah, that's why we're going to read it. Iris said, Carlos Gardel was the most famous tango singer. He was from Argentina. He is an icon here. And my favorite song of his is Por una cabeza. Your mother-in-law was has great taste. I love your vlogs, Peter. They help me out a lot because it feels like I'm talking to a friend. All my love to you and your loved ones. Okay, that makes total sense because Alex's mom went to Argentina. So she was putting together this whole work thing, and like she did it like this, like it was like this work trip thing that she did it. And so she was putting together this slideshow. Hold on, it's gonna stop, hold on. So she was putting together this whole, it wasn't a slideshow, it was like a video, you know, that she was putting together. And so she had pictures from the trip, like, and it was like a bunch of them that went. And so she wanted music to the background the whole time. And that's why she wanted his music. But she's like, I've loved his music forever. And she was going on and on and on about him. But anyway, that makes total sense because they had gone to Argentina. This is just not too long ago. This is like 6 months ago. So, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing that. Christine said Carnival was Eileen Wuornos' favorite song. I knew it was mentioned in the series, but I couldn't remember. And I think they played it at her funeral, or they played it at the very end of one of the documentaries. I do remember that. So thank you for saying that. Lots of colored emojis for the essential workers. Asbury said, I love the sounds of the birds in the early AM, late night. I do too. Can you hear it here? I was actually talking to Tanya earlier, and like I could hear a bird in the background, and I said something to her, and she was like, I don't even think she noticed it. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with the Selena movie. My mom still has the VHS. I used to be able to repeat it word for word. I haven't seen it in forever, so I might have lost my skill. Ha, apparently on Friday we're opening golf courses, etc. You should go watch the movie again and see what you think about it. Gwendolyn said, thank you for sharing all those stories. I really enjoyed it. Rita said, I love that you are a country music fan. George Jones was my soulmate. Haha, maybe Bridesmaids. The movie you were looking for. That's what friends are for. No, it's not Bridesmaids. It was the documentary I was looking for. I was like, what's she talking about? It was a documentary about a baby beauty pageant, like a little kid beauty pageant. And it had that Jenny Lawson girl in it. And I don't remember what it was called. But it was like an A&E special or something, or I can't remember. I'm like really mad. I need to look it up. But anyway, at the end of it, like the mom, okay, the girl's mom, this Jenny girl, she doesn't win like she wins like maybe one title or something. I don't know. She's real pissed. And, pro-amming, that's what it's called. And she's like, and she does this like modeling thing that's called pro-amming, like pro-amateur. But that's not, they don't do pro-amming at this pageant. And so she gets docked points, and she doesn't get any points. This is the girl with cystic fibrosis that dies afterwards. And the mom is literally like a total character in the documentary. And so they like donate all of this money, or like she gives all this money to, I feel like it wasn't Swanbrunner. That wasn't the same documentary. It couldn't be Living Dolls. It was two separate documentaries. But at the end, she's pissed because she's like, we put all this money in and we didn't get anything out, and this whole pageant is a joke, and it's all just to line this woman's pockets, and you have to be her friend and whatever, which is kind of true because her best friend is also like the woman that answers the, like they're like obsessed. Like, okay, back in the day, like Tanya and I used to joke because we watched this documentary so many times, and my ex, and they like go to Walmart at like 3 in the morning to get like fingernails for the little girls and like pantyhose and stuff. And like Tanya and I used to like go to Walmart. We'd be like, we got to get pantyhose and fingernails because of this pageant show, right? So at the end, this Jenny Lawson's mom is like really pissed because she spent all this money and they didn't like get anything in return for it. So, and that's when at the very end they're singing "That's What Friends Are For," and they're all sitting in the circle. I can't remember what that's called though. I'm hoping maybe I'll come through here and somebody will have mentioned it. Adriana said, I love so much when you mentioned Selena. I will forever love her music. I will never forget being 15 and my dad having Univision on and telling my mom, come look at this. And it was the live footage of when Yolanda was in her truck after shooting Selena. Such a sad moment. It's such a horrible tragedy. Her music lives forever. Do you guys remember Menudo back in the day? Hey, Sean. Hey, Melissa. Stephanie said, I need some unconditional love and a hug wouldn't hurt. Love to all out there. Aww. Stephanie changed her profile picture. Stephanie, you got 9 comments on this. Oh my god, and everybody sent me some love out there. That was nice. Hey. Stephanie said, Mary Chapin Carpenter is great, so real, down to earth, and great storyteller. He thinks he'll keep her. I love how this is Peter's music vlog. I know I need to watch... Okay, so Tiandra said I need to watch McMillions. I know. Hunter said, they are starting to open up stuff in Tennessee, too. My family and I are staying at home until we feel safe. The second wave will be a real big slap in the face. I mean, I think that's the thing. Like, you know, if people want to go out, I think that that's fine. You know, one of the things I've been talking to my cousin about, because she's like, well, I want to go do this and I want to go do that. And I'm like, I mean, she's not wanting to, like, re-immerse herself, like, immediately. But she's like, I don't want to be judged because I want to go do something if something's open. And I said, girl, go. Do your thing. I mean, I'm not going to judge you. I might side-eye you, but I'm not going to judge you, you know? She's like, so you're going to go back out? I said, oh, no. No, I'm not. I don't feel comfortable doing that yet. I said, but that's you. You got to do you, you know? And I think that I mean, it's whatever at this point, you know. Alex is gonna have to go back to work soon. I mean, I know that that's coming around the corner, and so when that happens, it's like, you know. Patty Cake said, "I agree, Peter. All my days are blurring together. Mine are." Caitlin said, Peter Monn. Okay, totally came to the bathroom at work so I could start listening to this. Thank God it's almost 5 and I get to, I don't know what is so exciting about my vlog. Oh my God. Y'all come for darling Jolene Joe, don't you? Well, here she is. She has made an appearance. Okay, get back now. I'll be, okay, and I get, thank God it's almost 5 and I get to keep listening on my drive home. This makes me so happy right here. So excited. I'll be back and edit this comment when I listen to the entire vlog, but had to drop a quick line and leave some love hugs. So good to see you and love you so much. Edit. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love hearing what kind of music other people like. You have great taste, my friend. Also, just love hearing all your stories, the vlog, and all your other video channels. Legit, some of the best minutes in my day. Literally look forward to it daily. I hope you are having the best day. All blue hearts and then a bunch of colors of hearts and kisses. I freaking love you, Peter Monn. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tammy, Ina. I always mispronounce her name wrong. I'm sorry. Now, I'm kind of like just like skimming through here to see if anybody said anything about the documentary. I wish. Stephanie said, this is a different Stephanie. Oh, I love Halloween so much too. I think I did a really good just reading of that. Oh, that's exactly how she has it written. I love Halloween too. I mean, that was, wait. I love Halloween so much too. And the fall, I can't wait until I have own family too, have a chili dinner Halloween tradition. I love when you tell stories of your childhood and Halloween. It's always been my favorite holiday as well, and people just don't understand. And then she put a pumpkin and a spooky ghost. I love it. There's just something about Halloween. I don't know what it is. Brooksy, my Louie, said, LOL, is it just me or does anyone else giggle when Peter does? Starbucks creamers are so good, a little bit goes a long way. I kind of think that you need a lot of the creamer in there, to be honest. But then it just becomes kind of like cream with a little bit of coffee. Which, when I was in Arizona, Mel said, do you want some coffee with your cream? And I'm not like a creamer person, but I guess now I've become kind of a creamer person. I'm ready for just a regular venti iced coffee with 2 equals and an extra shot of espresso. That's what I'm ready for. Oh, somebody asked me recently on here, they said, is Josh, like, is that Starbucks is not open. That Starbucks is closed. But there are Starbucks in Indianapolis that are open, but that's not one of them. They closed down a couple weeks ago until things reopen. Okay. Melissa said, we love Halloween too. We always did a big haunted house for our kids and kids in the neighborhood. So much fun. Of course, kids are grown and gone now, but we still try to make it special. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, somebody went back and watched the very first episode and they commented on it and they said, this is Ava, working from home and binge watching vlogs. And Nina, that's Alex's cousin, translating for her grandmother, literally brought tears to my eyes. Love seeing your family. So the very first episode of the vlog was New Year's Eve, going into New Year's Day. And this was what, 4 years ago? And so it was Alex and I, his mom, and his aunt, and uncle, and Nina was there from his other uncle. Maya and Nina are his two cousins on his mom's side. And he has cousins that still live in Venezuela as well. And then I think Fufu and his girlfriend Jessie were there as well. And we all went downtown to the Regions Tower and they had like a big New Year's party. It was so much fun. And his grandma danced the whole night. She was 87, can you believe it? But that was a really fun New Year's. Okay. These vlogs are, okay, these comments are like all over the place now. They're like from like March 8th to April 28th to April 24th to April 23rd. They're like going all over April 19th. They're up and down and all over the place. Chloe said, I love your reaction to the dark. It was Chloe the very first comment that I read on here, so she should be the last. I love your reaction to the shark video, especially, of course she's topless, haha. You put a smile on my face every day, Peter. I cannot thank you enough for the happiness you bring me. Thank you so much, Chloe. I really appreciate that. You guys make me happy. I mean, oh wait, let's read some of the new comments that have come up since I started vlogging. Jillalina said 2008 is old as the hills. I guess I said that in a vlog. And she said, stop making me feel old. And then Chelsea said there's another season of Schitt's Creek. Season 6 is the last one, but it's not on Netflix. It's going to be so sad. I love that show so much. Yeah, so those were the last two comments. I guess Liz was the first comment, so it's all about Liz. It's all about Liz. It's all about Liz. Anyway, I can make a song about anything. Let's get off here now, shall we? So that Peter can listen to Eileen Wuornos kill a bunch of people. Anyway. Dead ends. It starts off, by the way, with him reading Eileen Wuornos' statement in court, which is a fantastic way to start any novel, I think. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now. I wonder if my husband's still up watching movies. He didn't text me and say he was going to bed. Anyway, I hope you guys, well, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Look at this. This over here is starting to swoop across. I should part it down the middle. Or no, I shouldn't. I need my haircut so bad. I don't even really care. I like wake up. It's not like I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, it looks like horrible. I don't even really care. The longer it gets, the easier it just kind of lays down, and then I don't have to worry about the darling Jolene Joe so much. Anyway, it's so sheeny. Look at it right now. It's like shiny and anyway, it's so pretty. Pretty is as pretty does. Anyway, I hope you guys, if you watch it this far, thank you so much. Now I can't stop looking at how shiny it is. If you watch it this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It makes me so happy that I have a place to come and just kind of talk and hang out at the end of every day. I love this. It makes me so happy, and I have so much fun doing this. So thank you. If you made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up. It means a lot to me. It really, really does. I'd really appreciate it if you could give some thumbs up or a thumbs up. And make sure that you're still subscribed to this channel as well as all of my channels. And yeah, what else? Let's see. I think that's it on that one. I hope you guys are having, oh, also put blue hearts in the comment section below and just light up the comment section. Let's do yellow hearts for all the essential workers. Blue hearts for the OG Wolfpack and yellow hearts for all the essential workers out there. And just light up the comment section with yellow. That would be great, don't you think? I think it would be. And I don't know why yellow, because I haven't picked yellow. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. I cannot believe it's Friday already. We're having another, it seems like it was just last Friday that I was like, last Friday was a dance party. It's like days are just going kind of like this at this point, just one into the next. But anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday, unless you have other plans. Like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Start a new, I don't know, a Netflix show or a movie. Watch 7 like my husband did today. And do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or next week or a year from now or 69 years from now or 60 years from now or 80 years from now if you're alive. And, you know, or whatever. Just something that will make yourself proud. And good choices. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I hope that you are staying healthy and staying safe and staying sane and getting through this. And want you guys to know I'm thinking of you out there. And I appreciate all the support that you have given, you know, myself and Alex and the dogs. And make sure that you do your daily positive affirmations every single day, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I love you, you are valuable, you're important, you matter. And before you go to bed every night, say to yourself, tomorrow is going to be an amazing day, and if it's not, I can start my day over whenever I want. And when you get up, say today is going to be an amazing day, and if not, I can start my day over whenever I want. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you, and say, hey, just want you to know I was thinking of you today, and I hope you're doing okay. And also practice random acts of kindness. And you can tell somebody that you love them. It's okay. It's okay to tell somebody that you love them. I know we're afraid of that word, but it's not a scary word. Make sure that you practice random acts of kindness, or just suggest, I'm just suggesting that you practice random acts of kindness, and don't tell anyone. It's just to do it because it makes us feel good, and it's a nice thing to put goodness and kindness and compassion out there in the world. And the payback is that it makes us feel better sometimes, right? And I also think it's creative, positive energy around us, you know, which is good. And if nobody else has told you this today, again, I'll tell you I love you, because I forgot anyway. And I think that's it. So obviously, because I'm starting to forget things now, and I'm gonna get off here now and go listen to my book. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.